Hi everybody, we're here with another video. What I want to do is get to the greenhouse. We're not going to get the gazebo up today. It finally dried up a little bit. So what I want to do is get the plants in the ground around the pond, which I did yesterday. I showed you yesterday that I did the pond setup. And I want to get some flowers in, not flowers, but more stuff in here. We'll water these plants and stuff here. And I want to get the other tomato plant in there. I want to get the white pepper seeds in there, and then put one in the greenhouse and see if we can get that to grow so that we have them continue to grow. So I figure by the end of the month, if I have those seeds in the ground, I will have some white peppers. And these are coming along nicely now. We got the flowers in there. They're blooming or whatever. We'll see what we have with that. The tomato plants are looking good. They're getting bigger and bigger as the days go by. And our pepper plants and our string beans are slowly growing up the vine. And we got some zucchini there. And my cucumbers and stuff are here. We got some lettuce growing here. And the dandelion lettuce growing there. Those are weeds. I got to pull them out. But these are all growing, and these are pumpkin seeds, pumpkins plant. We'll see what we get with that. And those are zucchini and cucumbers here. And then, of course, we have the radishes, and we have a big bunch of lettuce. And my string beans are slowly growing up the vine, so we'll see what we have with them. And over there we have another cucumber plant. Of course, there's a dandelion. We got to get in there. We'll cut that back. We'll have some next carrots. We're going to have some nice big radishes too growing forward. And this is what I did yesterday right here. You can see what we're going to do is we're going to set up our camera here. I'm going to go get the plants in the greenhouse, and we're going to plant over here, right here. We're going to put a yellow flower there. We're going to put a purple one there. We're going to put some impatiens over here when I am ready. But I may put some in here. I don't know. We'll see how I work it out. But the yellow flower is going right there. One purple one is going right here. And the other yellow one is going right here. And then we have the begonias and stuff like that we can set up on the under the St. Anthony statue over here. And of course, next week we'll clean up this. It's still got that dampness to it. And I will show you some nice roses after too. So I'm gonna go get my flowers, and I'll be right back. Okay, I decided that I'm going to take the pink one and put it in that corner because we got the pink and the yellow sunflower there. So I'm going to put that, I'm going to put my sunflower in my garden right here so that it grows nice and you see it from the deck. And I'll plant some of the others during the week. And like, I can't stress enough that this is the time to get stuff out. Trim your trees, get stuff ready for your season so that you'll have about a 2-month window before everything grows again and you have to start trimming stuff. If you don't care about certain areas that you want to let grow, you can let them grow and then you go trim them in the fall. But for right now, we take the flowers. If you haven't planted already, I stress that you had to have stuff in the greenhouse in the end of April, beginning of May, or during April. Bring them in, put them out, and have them in the ground by the beginning of May, which I did. You saw the lettuce. You saw the plants are growing nicely. I feel in another week or so, once it's thinning and we start watering, and we get into the hot summer, those plants are gonna take off. So by this time after Father's Day, you'll have a harvest, or before Father's Day, you'll have a harvest. So if you planted early, but if you haven't planted, get the stuff in the ground. So by the end of June, you'll have the stuff starting to grow, and then in July you'll have your fruit and vegetables and your plants in the garden. So by by July, if you're having a barbecue or something, that if you've got the stuff in the ground now, you'll have a nice garden. Or during the summer, you'll have a nice garden where you can entertain and stuff like that, because you got the stuff in. And once the weather gets hot in June, you'll have a nice harvest. Or by mid-July, you'll have nice things. So by the second week in July, after July 4th, you'll have flowers and stuff like that in the garden and have your stuff done, which I plan to do by June, because everybody's going to start having barbecues, holiday parties, birthday parties, anniversaries, graduations coming up. So you should have got them in the ground earlier. So let's get that. So the end of June, you have more graduations. If you haven't gotten your graduation stuff, if you haven't gotten your yard set up, it's too late. You got to get it now. Don't wait till the last minute. So what I'm going to do with the snips here, I'm going to trim this flower, and we're going to plant this pink one there. We're going to plant the yellow one there. I think the pink will highlight the area. So what I may do is get one of the purple sunflowers or something, or close to the blue, and put it here so that it grows in this area. But that would be for the end of the summer. That's what I plan to have that harvest. And then harvest the seeds. And next year I'm going to offer seeds. What I'm going to do is cut off the dead buds and stuff like that, so that it will concentrate on the newer ones. But we'll take these and we'll dry them out and get seeds from them. Here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to plant that one over there. I'm going to take these and put them aside and see if we can dry them out and get seeds for our garden for next year. So we'll take the dead leaves off. By doing this, you'll get rid of the thing, and it's not putting energy to the one that's already flowered. And I'll show you in the flower where we have flowers growing. People say don't do this, but I do this because we have more buds coming up. And you don't want it to concentrate on the dead leaves. You want it to concentrate on the good ones. That'll give more energy to the flower itself. We have a little ladybug on here. Here we go. There he goes. All right. This one, I'll show you. See this one? This one here is dead, so we trim it right at the stem, and we don't want to get the buds. There's more buds coming up there. So we've got this one. So we'll go down to where the buds are. It's not going to go up the tree. The buds are here. is pushing its energy up there. So what you do is you cut it here. You got that out of the way. And you have this one. And of course this one. Now we'll push its energy to cover this flower right here. We got to cut this off. There's nothing growing here. We have a bud here. See the bud there? What we do is we take this bud off, the one that already grew, so that it's giving more energy to the flowers. And we take off our dead leaves. This will give more energy to the plant itself. It will concentrate now on getting energy to the living plants, the living buds and stuff like that. So that's good. Here, we'll get this off. So we basically got ourselves covered. That it's not concentrating on the dead, it's going to concentrate on the living part of the flower. I got to get my plant food. Okay, now we're going to plant this in here. Of course, I got to get plant the pink right here, so it comes up and it highlights the blue, all the stuff. And everybody asks me why I put this stuff in here. It makes it more difficult for the animals to go into the pond. That's why I got the flamingos and all the stuff. There's going to be other stuff too along here. We're going to put pebbles here, and it'll keep the predators out. The predators see this, they're not going to want to go into this to get to the fish and hurt themselves. That's why I got the trellises up there and the mesh there. You can see the pond, it's fine, but that helps. And I hope to have all this done by the first Saturday in June, and then the next week just get to the garden bed around the Blessed Mother over there on that side. There's something stuck in here. Here we go. Put one glove on first, then get the other one when we need it. All right, so we're going to plant this here. I'm doing is moving the mulch aside to get it here. What do we have here? It's scraping against a rock. All right. Now, I should be able to do it. Take the dirt out in here with it. Put it aside, like there. And put this in there. This looks nice, and I'll put some impatiens along here, or maybe along there later on. But again, you make sure that the soil is loose. To get it in the ground. And you get the soil all around it that you took out. Put the mulch on top of it. Turn this back around like that. Fix this. And then we have that flower there. Now, I don't want to put this, I'm going to put a begonia over here somewhere. Maybe over there. Take a pink one, and then the red one over there, and then the flower over there, and then some of these. All right, let's see. I got to get some potting soil. And I got to show you one thing on the tomato plant, that it sprouted another tomato plant. So let's take this one, or the red one. Where's the red one? This one, right over there. Now we have stuff here. Let's put it here. Now what we got to do is get some mulch and put it on top of it. This is okay. There's a couple of leaves. Not bad. This one. So now we'll concentrate on the bigger, the flowers and the rest of the plant. Let me get this one. There we go. I know some people are going to say, why did you put this stuff in? Why don't you take it out? I have it where I want it, and I want to keep it that way. So I could have waited, but I wanted to get it in yesterday and feel like I did something without waiting for the rain. So it's easy enough to move this stuff around, and I will be sprinkling some plant food on it also. That, and then what this will do, it will highlight the areas that you're going to look down. You're going to look down at the garden, because I have the flowers in there, and then you look for the fairy stuff. Your eyes will be attracted to the plants. That's why I'm doing it. We can add a little bit more mulch when we're done. So now we sprinkle some food on this one. Put some on this one. Okay. And when we're done, we'll water it, and we'll water everything. So now I got the pink one in, and that one in over there. So you see we got that one in there by the dragonfly, and this one by the dragonfly over here. So what I'm going to do is plant the rest and show you the finished product. So that's it. So I'll come back when I have everything planted. Hi everybody. Okay, the plants are in. Over here we got the yellow flower right there, and we have the red begonia over there. I should put one more there. I will. But we have the pink over here. You see the pink flower right here. That's the pink flower. I have the pink begonia over there. You see it?